Hi. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today for the Soulful Wellness Space in August. I'm Nisha, and I'm here to have a conversation with you about joy. When you think of joy, I just want to get your thoughts, like, what comes to mind? Um, any sounds, any smell, any memories, any feelings? How are you feeling in your body as you just hear me say the word joy? Let's do one thing. Why don't you just take a moment? Just take a moment, center yourself wherever you are. Find a space that you're comfortable. If you're sitting down, I invite you to either plant both your feet firmly but gently on the ground so that all your toes are kind of kissing the earth. And just relax those shoulders a little bit and quieten your thoughts. Take a long, deep breath. If you like to, you're welcome to close your eyes. Just take a long, deep breath and just think of the word joy. What's coming up there for you? Just going to say that word again, joy. And just notice. Notice with kindness. Notice with compassion. The images that are showing up, the colors that are appearing, the sensation in your body. Notice. No additional audio required, no judgment, no vocal commentary. All I'm inviting you to do is just notice, doing a little quick scan to see where we are on the word joy. Take a few more long, deep breaths. Relax yourself. And whenever you feel ready, gently open your eyes with a smile. So coming back to this word joy, to me, it's something that connects with me really, really deeply. I can't put a pin on it to say why or what. Unlike happiness, it just sits in quite strongly with me, joy. If I could give you an example, it feels like my skin. I really can't peel it off. It's with me. There are days, that could be a bruise. There are days it's a little dry, it needs a little bit more hydration, etc. But it's me. And I choose how I'm going to be with my skin, whether I'm going to be comfortable in it. Am I going to have some discomfort in terms of how I feel or look or enjoy being in this skin? Because the short of it is, if I want to remove it or shed it, I literally need to peel it off, and that's really not an option. So it's a part of me, it's a feeling within me, and it's something that I need to ride through, irrespective of the seasons, irrespective of where I am and who I'm with. So it is something with me, and the only thing available to me is my choice on how I choose to embrace joy. Yes, hence quite thematic that I've decided to wear this t-shirt today as well, about choosing joy. And what I'd like to talk to you about today is that choice about joy. It begins with you. So joy begins with me. You are in control in terms of how you exercise that choice. And it requires courage, compassion, kindness, a real talk in terms of how you are approaching this choice, how you're going to exercise this choice, and also giving yourself the permission, allowing yourself to choose differently. You don't need to exercise those same choices every day or every moment of each day, but ultimately realizing that the choice remains with you, it resides with you. It's literally at your fingertips and toes, and all parts of you, and you embrace that joy into everything you do. How is this resonating with all of you, hearing me say that? It is natural. It is natural we try to seek for fulfillment outside of us. You know, when we say joy, we think that, you know, we need to be in the company of others. We need to be in an exotic location or doing something absolutely fun. So many other little things are come to mind as we think about, you know, seeking this external satisfaction. What we often forget is what exciting, wonderful, wholesome human beings we are. Each one of us is that vessel capable of so much. We are each unique and we bring so much to the table, and we can have a lot of fun, enjoyment, time out, quality time with ourselves. All it comes to is that choice. How do you choose to respond in this situation? How do you choose to be with yourself, with your thoughts, with your actions at this particular time? And how does all of that bring you joy, a sense of peace, a sense of acceptance, a sense of belonging with you in this body? And that's why I come back to the analogy of the skin. It's on you, and it's with you at all times. Even look at nature. That's another favorite example of mine. You know, it goes through a cycle. It starts from, think of a plant, you know, it starts from a seed and things like that. It starts growing, it roots. You need to water it. You need to care for it. It weathers through the rain. It weathers through the storm, the sun, the heat, the snow, whatever. It strives to keep growing, to keep flourishing. Yes, some of the leaves, not everything turns out great. You know, it goes through that cycle. Things need to shed. Sometimes it bears fruit, sometimes a flower, sometimes nothing. But the plant doesn't give up on itself and sort of pull itself together, but it continues to grow. It continues to revive, to search, to seek for nutrients, for support, to bring itself together. And it goes through that cycle. So Mother Nature is a great teacher, and we only need to look there to realize that we have all those resources and abilities and tools within us. All we need to do is just take a little moment, come back home, and connect with joy. And that joy begins with you. I've got two little exercises if you'd like to try with me. And these are, I won't say simple, because some of them take time to adjust. Simple in the sense that you have these tools available to you at a moment's notice, and simple in the sense that you can find ways to try them and play with them as often as you want without going too far out, in the comfort of your own space and home. So that's what I meant by simple. The first one is called mirror talk. How often do you look at the mirror on a daily basis? I enjoy looking at the mirror. Whenever I see something, I'm always checking, seeing if my fringe is okay, if I've got anything stuck in my teeth and all of that. It's a quick check. And sometimes it's about saying, hey, looking great, just giving that little pep talk. But how often do we stand in front of that mirror and really notice and meet that person on the other side and ask him or her, hey, how are you? How are you truly in this moment? And what can I do for you? What can I do for you to be in service for you? What can I do for you to make yourself have a better day? And how often do we stand there paying ourselves a compliment, looking straight up at the person in the mirror? Oftentimes, the first thing we're looking at, I'm always checking things under my eyes, or like, oh, could have done a little bit here, could have pulled this hair here, etc. But how often do we stand there and say, hey, you're still rocking it, looking good, and take that moment? So I'm inviting you now to find a mirror. It could be a little compact mirror that you have in with your makeup, or let's make this spicy. I've actually gone and taken an actual mirror. So I'm going to put it here in front of me. Just give me a moment. Just going to put it here in front of me. And I invite you to just take that time, look at yourself in that mirror, and start having a conversation. Be real, be honest with yourself, with your thoughts, and be present. Take that few seconds a day to not look in the mirror and think that, oh, I got to do the washing, empty out the dishwasher, don't do a laundry list as you're standing there in front of the mirror. Take this time for you. Take this time to connect with you, that person in the mirror, and meet them. Meet them for who they are today. Meet them to find out how they are feeling today. Use that as a daily check-in. Meet that person and pay them a compliment. Start small. Start small and be gentle, be kind, and compassionate. Yeah. So take a moment, look at that person in the mirror. So sorry if my angle has gone a bit wonky, I'm looking here in the mirror. So look at that person in the mirror, and initially you might just stand there thinking, this is just mumbo jumbo. But I invite you to show up and dedicate some time to this practice, to really look yourself in the mirror. Start with a hello. It's nice to meet you. It's actually been some time that, we've kind of stood here straight up, but do that. And gradually each day, try to increase another second or so, and let me know how you're feeling about it. But look at that person in the mirror, meet them for who they are, check in with them, how they're feeling, what would they like you to do to have a better day today, and pay them a kind compliment. Pay them a kind compliment. You're doing great. I love you. I appreciate you. And at times, you may just amplify that compassion and forgive yourself for certain things, and for everything that you do. I forgive you. You need to give yourself that permission to let go, to forgive, and to be real that we make mistakes. We are human beings. We make mistakes, and we don't want to hold on to those mistakes like weights and barriers that we carry on with us day in, day out. We want to be able to forgive, to learn from those mistakes, and to be able to take the next step forward. So if this is what is required for today in front of the mirror, I forgive you. And really look at yourself and forgive yourself. That is what is required. But mirror talk, I'm also going to share some links on YouTube that you could look to find out a little bit more about mirror talk, the power of mirror talk. There's this excellent reference by Louise Hay. So I'm going to pop those links as well and check them out, have a look, trial it out, and let me know how you get along, because this is a powerful exercise. And if it is all that it takes for you to regroup and check in and to remind yourself to choose you, to choose joy, please try and incorporate it into your morning ritual when you have a mirror in front of you. And as you progress on this journey, as and when you see a mirror, I invite you to give yourself a, hey, looking good, doing great. Just give yourself that little thing, that little pep talk as you go along, and see how this does for you in terms of just energizing your day to day and bringing in more of that joy within you, and that you have a continuous flow of joy that comes in, that keeps fueling up you and the beautiful human being that you are. How is that? And the next thing that I have for you as a little activity is an affirmation. And this is again something that you could do and practice in front of the mirror. You could pop them up in a journal. You could say it to yourself as you go on a walk. Have it at the back of your mind. Have a couple. I'd invite you to choose a couple that you can practice daily, that you roll it off your tongue easily without flipping into a book, and keep them as your little, power sockets, where you're like your joy sockets, where you're just plugging in to charge up. So you have them with you, and you feel so empowered, inspired, acknowledged, and accepted. The moment you say these things, you just feel connected back to joy, and that all of these words are coming from you. So it's important, as you develop these affirmations, to choose words that you feel strongly, that you have an affinity with. Because it's nice to listen to some stuff of YouTube or things that you have read, pick them up for inspiration, listen to them, but have a listen and go like, I kind of like that one. and then make it yours. So the more you personalize it, the more you connect with what you're saying, and you're saying it in your own voice, in a language, in a way that you understand, the power magnifies. And because you connect with it. Otherwise, it is something that someone used to say. Can you see how distant that is? Don't get me wrong. There are moments we are going to connect with phrases or words or thoughts that someone has said, and we're like, ooh, I really like that. I really, really sync up with that. You are going to get those moments. But you're also going to get moments that it's a nice sounding word, it's a nice sounding phrase. Yeah, I like that. And then you're going to muddle it up in your head as you try and repeat it. So pick what you like, review it, have a listen, but make it your own. Make it your own. Choose a couple that you have them already in your tool, so they're easily accessible. You can tap into them anytime you want, anywhere you want, however you want. You have this source. You have this like joy sockets that you can just plug into. So first you've got a mirror. Anywhere you go, even a window, you've already got a mirror. So you can find these quite easily to just check in. And now you've got these affirmations that you can always charge up whenever you want. So when it comes to affirmations, some of my favorites start with I am, I choose, I let go. I like these because I am reminds me of who I am as a person, what I am, what I want to be, what I want to evolve as a human being, as a better version of myself. So it just comes back to, okay, I am this. And it reminds me that I have these things already within me, and all those skill sets and tools are existingly available. So I am wholesome. So the I am statement helps me come to that center. When affirmation starts with I choose, again, it's about that ability that I can choose what is it I want for me. It is not something that is handed down or at the mercy of somebody. I'm not distancing myself from what I'm already accessible or what is already attainable for me. But I choose to do this, or I choose joy for myself. So I'm making that choice that this is what I want for myself. So I am, I choose. Another one is I let go, because we are carrying stuff with us, and that is just weighing us down each time we take the next step. So when I let go, my hands feel lighter, my shoulders feel more relaxed, and I know I can let go. It's humbling, and it's a lot of compassion and the permission as well, that I'm really letting go now of this thing. So I let go of things that do not serve me, and it feels great. So you choose what you want. So I choose joy. That in itself is a statement. I choose joy. I choose kindness. I choose compassion. I choose to speak with myself with respect. And that is so powerful, because then the quality of your self-talk is going to be respectful, is going to be mindful, is going to be filled with grace, rather than judgment and guilt and blame or fear, things that kind of pull us down and make us vibrate at a lower energy frequency. We want to uplift. We want to uplift ourselves. We want to shed things out that don't stick in our body. And we want to be the better version of ourselves every day. We choose to do that, and we choose to forgive ourselves when we don't show up for ourselves, and we choose to be kind. So I am joy, recognizing that joy begins with me and it all starts with me. I am that magnet of joy. I choose joy. I choose kindness, and I let go of all that does not serve me. So you can bring these affirmations with you as you try your mirror talk. But please, there's so many available resources out there. Please listen to these affirmations, find ones that connect with you, have them in your background as you're doing your work or going for a walk, and pick ones that you're gonna really resonate with, and make them your own. So I hope you've enjoyed this talk. It's been really nice sharing this time with you, talking to you about joy, how to embrace joy, and how to recognize yourself as joy. I wish you all the very best and sending you much joy and love and best wishes.